Hello again. Continue the conversation about business model definition. On the previous discussion, I told that I Googled for a business model and I found other topics related to it. These words come with business model for me. I wanted to understand how they are related to business model. I referred to Osterwalder in the topic of business model innovation. He said that there are four trends, four factors that affect business model. Q trends, macroeconomy, market forces, and industry forces. All of them are familiar with people who are in business. And that's why when you search Google and you find some words related to it, you can put them on appropriate class. For example, if you are talking about sustainability, it's about environment. Okay, it's about, for example, innovation, dynamic, and reconfiguration. It's about some internal modification on business model. If, for example, it's emergency technologies, emerging technologies, it's about key trends. If you see Internet of Things, it's again about key trends because it's about technology, which is categorized under key trends. So after a while, you understand. Of course, if you're interested in business model and discussions related to it, you can find, oh, different things are related to it. How? By this way. You Google and understand at the time you're searching for it, what topics are connected to this expression, business model. And then you can understand, for example, if you're interested in specific effect about, for example, technology, you can study about it and how technology affects business model. How Internet of Things, how artificial intelligence, how blockchain, how 5G affects your business model. If you want to see how environmental changes affects you, then you look for words related to sustainability. While I was in Sweden, I understood that people in Sweden are very concerned about environment because environmental changes affect their country as a whole. So they should be more concerned about it rather than people in Saudi Arabia, for example, who cares nothing about the environment. Okay, this is the difference and how this effect is transferred to your case. If you're interested in historical topics and historical perspective of business model, there is a good article on Harvard Business Review that discussed about the historical roots of business model when it is offered and which phases it passes until it reaches to the topic at the moment. Look for it on internet. If you didn't find it, you can send a message to my LinkedIn. I'll share it with you. Business model was first proposed as a financial concern. How do you want to make money? That's all business model was going to answer on the time at the end of the 1980. After modularity was proposed by computer science and taught us how we can classify different things together, how we can, for example, put something out and replace it with something newer. This is what computer science taught us on the time. And after it is proposed, business model was looked at as a prerequisite of business success. Okay? And afterwards, it's proposed as a story. What story your business is telling. That's why storytelling is a key factor for communicating your business to your stakeholder, to your customer, to your, for example, other people, even employees who are working for you. This story encourages them to do their best for your company. Okay? Business model is many things, but what's not? I myself interested in understanding what's not business model, because after that I can imagine about what it can do for me. Okay. Sometimes you're interested in making more money. Okay, but business model, it's not the tool for you. It has no idea what idea to work on. After you pick your idea, after you pick the value you're going to propose, then you can refer to business model to complete it with required elements. The second one, it doesn't tell you which value to use. It should be discussed before that. It has nothing to do with value or sequence of providing things. The other thing, it doesn't tell you how to compete in the market, how to win in the market. It's, in my words, it's the task of strategy, not business model. The sequence of value creation, we talked about it. I think I told that business model is not value chain or value constellation, it's another topic. Sequence of value creation is something else. And hierarchy organization. It's not the topic that is discussed in business model. It's the subject of operating model. But what is business model? As I told, it's the language, it's the logic of business and how it interacts with the environment. If the pressure of a business environment is more, for example, from the side of technology, your business model should be able to respond accordingly, otherwise it collapses. If the pressure is from the bottom, from macroeconomy, as depicted by Osterwalder, if you don't respond accordingly, you'll collapse. And from the other sides as well. So business model tells you the logic of business and how it interacts with the business environment. It collects all necessary and key elements which are effective in your value creation. I made 2 examples. I hope they are helpful for understanding it. It's like a list of casts at the end of the movie with their role on the movie. They doesn't tell the sequence of them, which cast come the first, which one second, and how they react. They are important, but they are not the responsibility of the list that is presented them. Or like ingredients of a food. If you ask a chef about your favorite food and what elements required to make it, then he provides you with required elements. It doesn't tell you, he would tell you how to cook it, but it's the answer of another question. So these 2 examples somehow show how business models should be imagined in your mind. Okay? And business model and innovation. Henry Chesbrough has a very fascinating book, Open Innovation Results. He says that innovation is comprised of 3 phases: generation, dissemination, and absorption. And business model works in absorption phase. You have a capacity, you want to make an economic profit out of it. How do you want to do that? By business model. It's a very classic understanding of business model. So whenever you see that there is a capacity, but there is no economic advantage of it, there is economic output of it, you can quickly conclude that the business model, which converts this capacity into economic advantage, doesn't work, doesn't exist, or doesn't work properly. So you can get into more detail of it and understand it and fix it. There is another book at the moment I'm reading it, Why Nations Fail. Why Nations Fail. I wrote it. Not correct. It is the correct in my writing. What I got from that book related to business model was that, okay, I understood that business model is responsible for translating capacity into economic advantage. Who is responsible for it on the society? Institutions. Okay, if you look at a country and understand that the economy is not working properly, you can quickly understand that institution doesn't work properly, or they are designed not to work properly, and their business model has some problems. They should fix the institutions and business model for the economy to work properly. It's what we discussed about it till now. And there are other topics related to business model. Thank you for your attention.